The most insufferable woman in America, Rosie O'Donnell, has left Ireland to come and live. Wait, hold up. The most insufferable woman in America has left America and now has come to live in Ireland for good because of her Irish ancestors. And of course, she's doing a full press run in Ireland because the woke mainstream media is letting her and they want to see what she has to say. RTE, News Talk, now Ireland AM are all having her on the show, the platform, to try and promote her woke anti-Trump ideology. So let's hear what she says. This is going to be torturous. Grab your popcorn because it's 15 minutes long. Oh, lads. Let's hear it. Okay, I gotta get the Trump hat as well. I know a lot of people don't like the Trump hat, but we gotta get it, guys. Okay, the St. Patrick's Day Trump hat. Let's go.
Our next guest is as bold and brassy as she's brilliant, and frankly, she's got more opinions than your uncle at a wedding after 7 pints.
Okay. She's conquered small screen, big screen, Broadway. She's interviewed more A-listers than we've had cups of tea. I've only had 2 today.
Yeah, cups of tea.
She's done more than that.
I've had more tea than the pints the uncle had at the wedding aforementioned. Anyway.
Making pints and tea jokes on an Irish show. I mean, how flipping corny can you get in Ireland? Like we literally have no class, lads. We have these people on Ireland AM making jokes about tea and pints of Guinness. This is just lame. This is loser shit, like, you know.
We're just saying something, folks. Anyway, please welcome the one, the only Rosie O'Donnell to the show.
Hello, how are you? Good to see everybody.
Great to see you.
I'm well, thanks. I actually can't get over how bright it stays until 10-something at night.
Yeah.
And then at 4 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
the birds are up.
Have you had an Irish winter yet, though?
We got here in January.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it wasn't that bad. You know, people kept saying, oh, the weather in Ireland is going to be tough for you. And then every day in the last 3 months, it was sunny.
But that is a bit of an anomaly now. I have
That's
to
what
say.
everyone's saying. Don't get used
Summer
to it.
is 2 days that are about 16 degrees, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we're the most stereotyped country in the world. We talk about tea, the weather, pints of Guinness, getting up early in the morning. I mean, it's just, we're the most stereotyped country ever. If you wanted to call Ireland the stereotype racist, you absolutely could, guys. We're just clowns here on the mainstream. You know, the mainstream media are just clowns, and they actually make Irish people seem like we're all clowns and just stupid as well, you know, in my opinion.
So maybe you brought the sunshine with you, which is
Well, I love it when it's even mildly hot. People are like half naked at the pubs, you know, taking their jackets and their sweaters off. They're like, I'm dying of the heat, Rosie. I'm dying of the heat. I'm like, it's 70 degrees. What are you doing? You know?
Yeah, I know. But you know what? It's Ireland.
It is.
You'll get used to it. And you're wearing green as well.
Of course, come on. I did my DNA test and I'm 100% Irish.
like
What?
Conan O'Brien.
Conan O'Brien. You
Yeah.
can tell by our big Irish heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that
100%.
big Irish head.
100%.
Yeah.
They said, just move here, woman. You know, I was like, I think I will.
Well, Conan O'Brien might have to move here as well because of the rate of talk show hosts are getting cancelled over in America. My God, Stephen Colbert, what was your reaction to that?
I was shocked. I really was. But this is what an authoritarian government does. This is what they do. They try to silence the artists. They try to silence the truth tellers. They took all of these amazing pundits off the television, Terry Moran, Jim Acosta.
Well, the thing about Mr. Colbert, whoever watches, if you guys are international, if you watch like American TV, Stephen Colbert was funny, but he wasn't that always hating on Trump so much, but he was hating on, let's say, a certain religion of people, you know, that are powerful. And that's not good to hate on any religious, you know, people at all, guys, for their religion, in my personal opinion. But he didn't get cancelled for just hating on Mr. Trump. He got cancelled for hating on like religious groups and making sort of insensitive jokes and stuff like that. So she's a little bit disingenuous when she does say that.
And, you know, once ABC and CBS gave in to the bribery, gave in to the blackmail that Trump threatened them with lawsuits that were bogus, and they gave him millions of dollars. As soon as that happened...
I'm already dying of the of the bullshit, guys. I can't listen to too much of this, but we'll try and get through it systematically and break down each one of her arguments because she's so full of shit. It's unbelievable.
Done as a media company.
I suppose for context here, in case people don't know, there was basically a proposed merger, really, involving Paramount, the parent company of CBS.
Yes.
Anyway, long story short, Trump went to sue CBS, isn't that right?
Yes, because of an interview on 60 Minutes where he didn't like the way he was edited or that Kamala Harris was edited.
So even though the legal team thought he'd win, they still paid out the 16 million, and Stephen Colbert basically said it was a bribe.
Which it was.
Yeah.
And
3 days later.
Because that's what he has the power now to demand that people lose their jobs, to call out private citizens like myself or like Bruce Springsteen, who spoke out very eloquently about him as well. And this is what they do. They try to silence people, and they put the fear of God in everyone that they're going to lose their jobs.
So the left do that, guys. If you speak out against the left, they cancel you. They get rid of all your sponsorships. You can't speak out against immigration here in Ireland, or else you lose all your sponsorships, like Garen Noon. So yeah, it goes both ways on that, you know.
Like you've left America.
Yes.
Because of what's been going on.
Because of him. I read Project 2025. That was pretty much the foundation of what he wanted to do. And I said, I have to get out of here. And I left before the inauguration on purpose, because for 20 years, he's been using me as a punchline in all of his jokes. And he's a very unbalanced individual. And it's very dangerous to be in his target range. And for 4 years, when he was in last time, it was not a good time for me. And I have a little child who's 12 who has autism. And I have to be on top of my game. You know, I have to be mentally and emotionally there and present. And I didn't want to be distracted by him or have him play such a major role in my reality. So I said, where could I go? And this was the only choice for me. Yeah. And we've had really the most amazing welcome. It's the most beautiful place. And my daughter said, I like it better here than America.
It's incredibly sad, though, isn't it? Because I suppose growing up, we see
absolute clown show.
The Hollywood movies with the presidents coming over here, etc. And I suppose the land of the free, the home of the brave, free speech is entrenched in your rights, but that has completely turned on its head.
No, it hasn't. They're trying to get rid of hate speech laws completely, guys. Like, that's what the people more on the right and the administration nowadays is trying to do. You know, it was the other Democrats that try to limit the free speech. So this, you know, the woman on the talk show host here has no clue at all.
We're lucky enough to be able to decamp to Ireland or any other people who are able to leave the country. Yeah. But for normal American citizens in a similar situation to you, perhaps of children that are vulnerable, it must be absolutely terrifying.
It totally is. And my friends cry. I call my friends and I say, how's it going today? And they're like, it's worse every day. I feel like we're in a dystopian nightmare and no one is doing anything about it. I don't understand how he's able to get away with the things he gets away with, breaking the law, the emoluments clause, taking bribes, blackmailing people.
That's slander and defamation, but also, guys, complete drama, okay? Unbelievable.
He's a criminal con man, and if you grew up in New York, as I did, you knew this your whole life. We watched his planes get repossessed off the runway at LaGuardia. We watched him try to sell steaks and cologne in a fake university.
What's wrong with him being a businessman? I don't get it, guys. These people on the left, they hate any sort of masculine imperative, making money from yourself. They want you to be a slave in the matrix your whole life. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Still money from charities that his family can't even have a charity anymore in New York City, in the New York State, because they had stolen money from kids' cancer charities.
What?
There's no way you can...
That is complete horseshit. What is she talking about?
Look at the facts about this man and believe in him still.
Come
you have
on.
to have willful blindness.
No.
Okay, and my daughter got married in New York in March. That was a dream of hers. And I had been to New York in November 23, I beg your pardon. And then we went back for the wedding. It was a...
Just feel like you can't get a song started.
Yeah, she is so full of shit and so dramatic. I mean, just unbelievably dramatic and over obsessive. Of course, nobody agrees on everything everyone says. Even the Irishman, John F. Kennedy in Ireland, everybody loves John F. Kennedy. But nobody in Ireland agreed with everything that he said. You know, there's nuance to everything, guys. You know, you have to be fair with these things. She's just against him because she's a clown.
Yes.
Completely changed.
Yes.
Were people almost afraid to bring up politics?
Well,
for fear of what you said. But the impression I got was New York isn't behind this guy.
They were never behind him because we had his number from the beginning. You know, he grew up in Queens. I grew up in Suffolk County, very close to each other. And we're very, much the same kind of cultural people. Now, he was never anyone that I looked up to. He was somebody who I thought was a joke. I had a show for 6 years. I would never have him on. Never. And once we had a thing where if you came on and you sweep the floor during sweeps, did a cameo, the company Swiffer would give us money for charity. So that's the only time I let him. I said, yeah, let him come on and sweep the floor. And I never spoke to the man in my life.
She wants to publicly humiliate men because she's a lesbian and she can't actually get a man. This is what these lesbian, men-hating women do. They hate men. It's just horrendous, guys. I mean, they despise. They're like sort of like an incel. They're like incels, basically, the female version. Okay.
Know anything about him? I was at his wedding. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Oh, yes.
Which one?
Marla Maples. She was on Broadway with a guy who was my leading man in the next Broadway show that I did. So he got invited and I was his +1. And I thought, what a kick. Go to this moron's wedding, And I went, and you know what he did as he walked down the aisle in the Plaza Hotel or whatever? He shook hands with the celebrities.
What an absolute legend. He just shook hands with people. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for coming out. That's being a nice man. Shaking hands with people. I mean, come on. Bro, Trump is actually he's gas, man. He's a gas man.
Not with me, because I didn't know the guy at all, but he was shaking hands on his way to go say I do to his beloved.
But he knows you now. You've been living rent-free in his head for quite a long time now.
20 years.
Which is...
I think he's been living rent-free in her head for 25 years. She hates him. Donald Trump hasn't mentioned her once in the last how many years? Maybe like one time in the elections. He doesn't even talk about her. Nobody knows who Rosie O'Donnell is. If this is the amount of famous people that we get from America coming over here, I mean, it's ridiculous. I talk about immigration, how there's this like mass immigration of people coming from, third world countries that are uneducated, don't speak English, and that kind of thing, coming over here, flooding the borders, whatever. Maybe crime is increasing. Who knows, guys? Hell, we should do a study on the crazy shit that's going on in Ireland. But that also goes for people from North America. If people from North America want to bring woke, crazy bullshit ideology, that are unpatriotic and that hate our country, I also don't want them in Ireland. You know what I mean? This lady, I wouldn't have her. Plain and simple, guys. I wouldn't have her. This is bullshit. This is like pushing woke and Marxist agendas. I also don't want people from, first of all, Australia, Europe, and flipping North America that are pushing woke ideology coming into Ireland. Forget about people from the Middle East and gypsies from Romania and Bulgaria. I'm talking about these kind of people as well.
It's absolutely bizarre when you think about it.
Just so you guys know, because people say, oh, this guy is on a racial thing. I couldn't give a shit about race. What I care about is culture, anti-woke bullshit, anti-heritage, anti-culture, and anti-patriotism. That's who's not allowed to come into Ireland, in my personal opinion. Race, to me, is not really a big deal. I couldn't give a shit about race, to be perfectly honest, guys. I know that may upset people on the right or whatever, but I couldn't give a bollocks.
He is, but I think he never had a woman stand up and say publicly exactly who he was. Yeah. He threatened to sue me for 20 years, but he couldn't sue me because I didn't lie about him. I told facts.
Yeah, but when you see that and you look at what's actually going on over there now, particularly New York, I know the Democratic nomination is for mayor. Has gone completely opposite to what the establishment wanted. Cuomo wanted it, he didn't get it.
Well, what the Democrats wanted, they said. Yeah. But I believe the Democratic Party has really dropped the ball. This has been like a coup by the Republicans, and they're shutting down Congress. They're not voting. They're protecting pedophiles. It's really criminal what has happened in the United States. It's been a takeover of the democracy that we supposedly stand by.
Yeah.
The Democrats are so shit. They should have easily won elections, but they have people like Kamala Harris, who's terrible. Hillary Clinton is terrible. These people should not even be running for election. They need to bring in someone that's actually good. What's his name? RFK Jr. He actually went to Trump's side. I mean, could you imagine a lifelong Democrat, the nephew of John F. Kennedy, an absolute legend, going over to the Republicans? I mean, it's absurd.
I spoke to somebody yesterday, my wife's friend's daughter, who's going to New York next week, petrified that there may be something on her phone that will stop her getting through.
And that's been happening. That's been happening to people.
I have no hope of getting through anyway. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be living in either after this conversation.
Come over to my house at Dublin 4. We'll have a pint.
We'll sort it out then.
We will indeed. But now, there's been loads of...
Lads, this is such a bullshit interview. Holy fuck. What a load of horseshit peddlers. Does nobody in, like, Ireland react to this stuff? Like, nobody... I see people talking about, like, attacks in Dublin, that kind of thing. This is where the actual shit is terrible. You know, these people from other countries, they're not going to do shit in Ireland. This is the real core that's going to actually turn and, like, deceptively take over the country. These sort of woke, liberal, you know, Marxists. These are the people that are actually dangerous. You know, this is crazy. You guys are worried about people that look different than you because, you know, some sort of, you know, different ideology. But this is really the danger here, guys. I react to actually what's proper, what's actually going to hurt the country. This bullshit, guys.
Speculation, I suppose, in the newspapers of late. You may know that our own beloved Michael D. Higgins, our president, is stepping down quite shortly.
Yes. Okay. So, bearing in mind that you're 100% Irish.
Yes.
Oh my God. If she says that she's going to run for presidential election, I'm jumping out this window.
I don't think so.
Hold on.
You're 100% Irish.
Yes.
Could you run?
I don't think so.
Technically speaking now, if you become an Irish citizen,
yeah,
you were allowed to run for president.
Oh,
if we managed to shunt it through fairly quickly, would you be tempted?
No, but I would be honored.
How funny it would be if Donald Trump saw you being the president of Ireland, though.
Oh, well, it might be worth it just to do that. But there are so many more qualified people.
They're like school kids, little school kids, like 10-year-olds bickering at the playground. That's what this reminds me of. You know, really low IQ, just stupidity. Your man there at the cuck on the left side, you know, the guy, the cuckold on the left side, he's also just as bad. I mean, these people are destroying Ireland, you know. Forget about foreigners coming in. This is what's destroying Ireland. This sort of ideology. Holy shit. Does nobody in Ireland watch this shit? What the fuck is going on in this country?
And I'm way too emotional. I would walk in there and start saying, this is what we should do, and we have to take care of each other, and we have to help the people in Palestine. We have to stop this.
That's what our one does now.
Yes, I know.
You can just continue it.
I think he's wonderful, and I think the Taoiseach is wonderful too. I would have to go to the White House, and the concept of being anywhere in a room near him, I wouldn't trust myself. So no, I would be honored to be asked, but I would not.
Did she just threaten to say that if she was in the same room as Donald Trump, she would assault him? Oh, man, I think the Secret Service should pay a visit to her house for those kind of threats.
Be able
so
to do
if
it.
You got a bowl of shamrock on St. Patrick's Day to deliver to Donald Trump, what would you do with it?
Well, oh my Lord, I don't even know if I could be in his presence. I really don't. I think he's darkness itself,
Oh,
and it's not really a right or left thing anymore. It's a human thing.
But I think I suppose, going back...
It is absolutely a right versus left thing. Oh my, absolutely.
To it, he did initially claim to be a Democrat, flipped to the Republicans, and he famously said that if he ever ran for president, he'd go to the Republican side because he thought Republican voters were dumb.
Yes.
But there's something very much more sinister going on now.
Yes.
And because of the whole thing, if America sneezes, the whole world catches a cold. But we can see it. There's a domino effect happening quite everywhere around the world, that people, I suppose, who have these opinions and these beliefs, these right-wing beliefs that were, I suppose, not allowed to express them because it was so unheard of. Now they're just saying what they want.
Well,
Oh, would you look at that? Right-wing people that are more conservative, that aren't left-wing Marxist communists, are now able to freely express themselves. Wow, would you look at that? They don't like that on the left, okay? They want to shun you, cancel you, but I'm uncancelable. County Gains is uncancelable, baby. You know, fuck everyone that tries to cancel me. I couldn't give a shit, man. I don't have any sponsors. You know who sponsors me? Myself. And these people are such losers, they need sponsors. If you need sponsors to fund your career, no offense, but you are a little bit like, you know, if you can't fund yourself from your own thing, like, you just need sponsors, it's a little bit cucked. I'm not gonna lie, guys, a little bit cucked.
Very disturbing manner.
When he says make America great again, does he mean bring racism back? Because that's what he's doing. Not that it ever went away in America, but, you know, there's systemic racism innately in the country.
America is the least racist country I've ever been to. When I was in Canada and the US, I was like, whoa. Like, you couldn't even... Like, there's no racism there, in my opinion, systemically. There may be the odd low IQ, stupid, racist person, but... I couldn't even believe there were racist people in those countries, guys. Like, Europe, and you know what countries are racist? You know what continents are racist? Asia, China, India, Latin America and Africa are the most racist places ever. Europe and goddammit North America are not racist, guys. Like, holy shit.
And he just blatantly goes after brown people. They're tasing people in Walmart. They're taking children apart from their families at schools. What they're doing is un-American, it's illegal, and it's really criminal. And
so what she means there is ICE and the immigration, like, she's so full of shit. If you're an illegal anywhere, you should be going deported or go to jail. You can't just break the law. Either you agree with the rule of law or not. Like, which one is it? Do we want lawlessness or what, guys? Like, this is crazy.
And when America really starts to wake up, and I believe they are, I believe that people actually have a line that they will not go past, and child sex trafficking is the line. And
Candace Owens, I suppose, if you're agreeing with Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson, I mean, like we have been the last couple of days, we discussed it before here, then maybe the tide is turning quite a bit.
Yeah, I think the tide is turning, and I really hope it's not too late, because, it would be a shame to have this democracy disappear off the earth and to have authoritarian governments. The people that he looks up to, Putin, these, horrible dictators, that's what he wants to do and who he wants to be, but that's not what the United States is all about.
Okay.
I don't agree with Russia in any way, but Russia and America helped defeat Nazi Germany. So I always wondered why they were so hating on each other, and that's what Trump said recently. So it's sort of a nuanced point as well. Like, obviously, Russia helped defeat the Nazis and the Nazi regime back in the 1945. So to have America and Russia hate each other, that is a psyop. That is sort of like a ploy by people, in my personal opinion. But yeah, obviously we don't agree with what Russia is doing. Russia is a somewhat strange place, but yeah, she is giving nuanced points that isn't fair. She's like attacking points that aren't really fair. So,
and we hope that will be the case. That
certainly.
People will see this for what it really is. My wife and I, we sat down to watch TV the other day, and you popped up on Sky Movies in A League of Their Own. And it's just a lovely reminder of what a great actor you are.
Thank you so much.
Is that where you got to be? Is that where your friendship began with Madonna?
Yes.
So the guy on the left there with the pink shirt and, the kind of obese man on the left right here, this is what's destroying Ireland, guys. These people are destroying Ireland from the inside out. I mean, truly, guys. Me and my wife sat down and, I'm a cuck, so I listen to everything she wants to do. So I sat there and, I took it up the tailpipe. But also we were watching Netflix together because that's all I'm allowed to do on a Friday night. I'm not allowed to go to town. She doesn't allow me to go out on the night outs anymore. I wear a pink t-shirt and I'm, obviously a freak.
Anna's coming in tomorrow. If she likes you and likes me, she'll do the movie. Try to be funny. How much stress was that? Like, I had diarrhea for 2 days. What do you say to Madonna? How do you bond with her? But, I had just seen her movie Truth or Dare, and we both lost our mothers very young. We both are named after our mothers. So when I met her, that's what I said, and we kind of bonded like sisters. And we're still close. We're still good friends. I just talked to her last week, and she's in England now and doing really well, has the kids with her, and I love her very much.
But stand-up, I suppose, is your first love. Would
That's
I be
how I
right in
started.
saying that? So
That's how I
you're
started,
kind of going back to your roots now with this new show. Tell us about it.
Oh boy. Okay, guys, I think we're going to leave it there. I don't really want to listen to her new show, but yeah, she's so full of shit, it's unbelievable, guys. Let me know your thoughts, okay, if you think that was fair. Okay, I think that basically that whole show is just propaganda and brainwashing. The mainstream news is horrendous. If you want to support alternative news sources like myself, hit the join link underneath the video. Become a member today. Forget about mainstream news, guys. They will never bring you honest news stories. And, of course, we like this hat. But we keep the Ireland hat, of course, guys, always. It's absolutely a travesty to have people like Rosie O'Donnell back in Ireland. I mean, it's just insufferable, guys. Like I said, just because you're this white person, doesn't mean you automatically is loved by the right-hand side or something. They try and make the right racist. I'll tell you right now, I absolutely hate her. And I hate woke Marxist liberals that are flipping communist and that hate Ireland, guys, okay, that are trying to destroy freedom of speech. Let me know your thoughts. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.